All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's bonus content time. It's me. It's Alex. I'm here. We got Mr. Brian Option Jackson and Scott Guth here with me as well. Tony will be joining us soon, probably after we get the show started. But we're here. What do you got, Nobishin? I want to hear what you got first.
Really?
We can do mine first. It's okay. I didn't want to put you on the spot. So I wanted to talk about with you guys, since we're not really going to talk about news in the regular podcast this week, just because of the layout this week. So I wanted to get your take on this Matt Booty news. It's going around on the Twitter sphere, Nobishin, and I'm curious what you think as well, Scott. The gist is for the first year, maybe even 2 years of Xbox Series X, there's not going to be Microsoft first party games that are only going to be on Series X. Basically, things like Halo Infinite and whatever first couple years of exclusives are going to also be on like Xbox One X and Xbox One S. Xbox One and all of those different platforms as well. And they'll be on Series X. They'll look better, play better, presumably. Maybe have multiplayer and stuff, things on Series X.
So is it exclusive to the Xbox platform?
So yeah, exclusive.
Kind of like how The Last of Us is, although it's not exclusive specifically to PS4 anymore.
Yeah.
Or PS3 anymore because it has all PS4.
Yeah.
But it's still specific to PlayStation.
Yeah, it's not like Halo Infinite is gonna be on like Switch or anything or PlayStation 5. It's gonna be on Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox Series X as well. So yes, still that ecosystem.
So we're doing that whole split gen thing all over again.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like Microsoft split genning themselves, which is like not the norm. Like usually with those first party games, these are now the PlayStation 4 games. Like Resogun is not your mama's PlayStation 3 game. It is now your papa's PS4 or whatever, whatever chauvinistic commercial that is horrible that is on TV. It is like, hey, we're getting away from that kind of generational gap. We're all Xbox now, baby. Everything is Xbox. I am become Xbox, destroyer of worlds. How do you feel about this, Nobishin?
Because when I first heard about it, like I was like really confused at first. I thought they were saying, like it sounded like, or at least that the misgivings of it was sounding like they wouldn't have any exclusives at all.
Yeah,
like,
the headline said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause it made it sound like they weren't having any. I'm like, so like, what are they like having those cooks in the kitchen like for that long? I mean, like, and that really confused me, and that kind of.
I mean, I'd be down for it.
Well, we'll get into the positives.
I'd be getting the Xbox late, but at that point, I'd just be curious.
Mm-hmm.
You sat there and you said, "Hey, don't care if it's done. You have 2 years to make this thing better."
Yeah,
and you're not allowed to push that release date up.
Yeah, I mean,
if that was the deal, and I was like,
there's certainly like going to be games that they're planning in that distant timeline. That are like, okay, we know what the actual first round of like Series X exclusives are gonna be, and we want to give them the time to like be as incredible as they can be. But I'm sorry, Nabasha, you continue what you're saying.
Yeah, like yeah, that's what I thought was that, and I was upset by that. So I was like that makes no sense. Like they have so many studios, and like nothing's gonna come out for the next 2 years. That's insane, and I was upset about that at first, but then now that I understood it, I think that's a good move. Well, not really necessarily a good move because like everything will have to be pretty much standardized for the regular Xbox One,
Mm-hmm.
and this is pretty much upscale to being up to something like a Series X. So it's it's one of those things where it's like, oh, PS3 games can be amazing, but like the Xbox 360 is holding it back or something like that. Something like that.
We're gonna hear a lot of that, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like even next gen, it's like it's going to be like pretty much like because we're catering to the older systems and like it's holding next gen quote unquote back. So like I don't know, like I just hope that like they're really thinking I hope really I'm really hoping that third parties will like pick up that slack for them.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how Godfall's gonna be for PlayStation 5. It's like I hope they'll get something for them that are like, oh, this we won't make it, but like they'll have their thing for just Xbox One X, and like that'll be really good for them. But I see why they're doing it. They have XCloud about to come out, so like it makes sense why they're doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I'm not disappointed. I'm just like I feel like this is like an expected thing that like I just now hearing about, and it's like yeah, that makes sense, but it's gonna be tough. But I think they'll power through.
It's one of those things where like hearing it and like hearing that they decided, right? Like, and Phil Spencer's not stupid. I mean, we talk about enough of how much I've got such a man crush on this man. Of like, he thought this through, and I would bet my suspicion is that it's like not that big a difference. Like, not that it's, I mean, like in development, not that it's like not a big difference to like, oh, I'm playing this on Series X. It's like, oh, I can fucking tell. I would bet it's like one of those things of we can make this work on Xbox One. Like it's not a big deal for me to like downscale this to this platform, but have it be on Series X and still be very impressive. And I think that's going to be this stuff. I think they really probably believe that the actual hardware and like, the hardware benefits of Series X of like those, switching between two games and stasis or whatever, and like the faster load times and the streaming and the presumably download upload speeds and everything they're cramming into that box is going to be like, oh, you're going to want this thing. I really think that's going to be the selling point of games are going to look way better, and don't worry, they're going to run way better. Everything's going to be 60 frames per second. Everything's going to be native 4K. It's going to be a whole new ball game if you've kind of got the screen to support it, and it's going to blow you away no matter what. But we managed to make these things run on Xbox One. Like it's games are just made in a way that it's going to be fine, and we can do that. And they're still, the games are still good, but they just don't look as good. That's my suspicion. My hope, obviously. But I feel like that it's such a big call to make that you don't make that call unless you got that in your back pocket of like, we could do this, and it's not a huge deal. But I think like the big thing is it's consumer friendly, right? Like everything Xbox has done for the last 5 years has been, or like 4 years has been consumer friendly. And it makes sense. I see why they're gonna try it, and I'm really excited to see how it goes. You know what I mean?
And like I had this thought like today, or I think it was today, or maybe even yesterday, because I was thinking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and like I was thinking like, man, that's like this, like that game in particular is like something so convenient for Sony, for them, because like they'll have people for at least like 4 years, because like they have to like maybe not necessarily carry over their saves, but like, well, I guess they would have to carry over their saves, but like there's something that has to be like keeping them on that ecosystem, having on PlayStation First for an entire year, that like like, because that game is like so far off for being completed that like you're kind of have to stay with that system, like one way or another, if you want like everything with it. And I assume most people do. And like we're still not in the cross save thing. Hopefully we'll get there eventually, but like I don't know. I was thinking like,
yeah, it's a good thought too. Like they got just before the generation ends, they're fucking just getting one last like, oh, we got you, we get you again. But like if it's a timed exclusive, that gives like when the Xbox version comes out, it has the benefit of like Series X being out for 4 months or whatever at the time, and it like drops on Series X. Like you thought that was fucking cool. That was kid stuff. Check out these particle effects we got over here. You know what I mean? So like I could totally see Microsoft like striking back against that and be like, you played that game before, but you didn't really experience. Let me show you the gold majesty that is the chocobo feathers, or something like that. You know what I mean? If I was Phil Spencer, I'd be writing that advertisement right now. Lock it in. Yeah, I was just curious. Did you have any other thoughts, Scott? The end. We're breaking generational chains. You're free.
Not too much. It's new console time.
Yeah.
Although, it not for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they'll do a Switch Pro this year?
I don't know if it's going to be this year, but it's soon.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, maybe
I
not.
understand. I kind of understand where they were going if if they're doing more for how they put it together in general.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they didn't build a powerhouse of a system. So as long as it does what it needs to get done, like it would be more important to fix the Joy-Con issue than to release a Pro version of the Switch.
Yeah, you're right.
Is what I'm saying.
For sure. And I saw like somebody tweeting out of like Nintendo's never been one to chase power, and Lord knows that that's true. Of like the Wii U coming out in 2012 and then PS4 coming out the year after and being like.
Now, if it were a thing of, hey, there is putting better chips in Switches is just the same cost or cheaper now, then that makes a lot more sense.
Maybe. I think there's an argument for that too. But that's kind of already happened in a way of like that Switch just 2.0 version that it's the same console, same price and all that. It just has slightly better battery life and et cetera, et cetera. So.
Right.
But still has Joy-Con drift. Yeah, you're right. I always forget about Joy-Con drift because I am selfish and don't think about how it affects people like you, Scott. But yeah, that's a thing they should figure out first.
Yeah, and I don't see power holding the Switch back much.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, there's plenty of indie games that are still on it, still doing well, and people are making a lot of cool games that are still looking like Nintendo's games still look fucking dope on that system.
Right. And I'm still of one mind that says, Switcher really didn't need to come to Switch. They didn't need to do that.
No, but they did it. They fucking did it. And people are playing that. I know a lot of people that are like playing The Witcher 3 for the first time. They're playing that version. I have not heard like overwhelmingly negative thoughts from anyone in particular yet. Nabashin, what you got?
Hold on.
Take your time, sir. It's Scott centric. That's all I know. But I'm ready for it.
So I need you to like put it up for everyone to see.
Oh, is it a
while Scott actually like audibly tells us where to put it at?
Tier maker. Okay, hold on. I gotta bear with me, everyone. I gotta switch to screen share. Source. That's not application window is what I want. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna do 1080p and see how this goes. That looks pretty good though. I assume that the stream version of this is gonna look fine, but yeah, it looks fine. On me. All right, this is Zelda Games tier list maker. What if we just have Scott do this?
That's what I said, just Scott.
Okay,
Yeah.
just Scott. So we got S, A, B, C, and D tier. Scott, do you want to change the tier names at all?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
I would like to add another item.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we can do that.
I don't think we can.
Uh-huh.
But this is just a litmus test.
Sure.
To show like one more rank and one more item. I don't think we can do that.
Uh-huh.
You can add another rank.
You can add a rank, but not an
We can
item.
add a rank, but we can't stick another item in here.
No.
I mean, I can look real fast at what's the item though. Crossbow training.
Is it the CDI games?
I mean, like for a good reference, it would be any game that's not a Zelda game.
Just like as a reference point of like, here's Zelda compared to like a normal video game.
Roughly, and then I'd stick two tiers below it and stick that game all the way down.
Zelda is better than all of your garbage trash that you keep at home, you pieces of garbage. Okay, I like it. All right, so where are we starting, Scott? Zelda 2? Do you want to start with Zelda 2?
Let's just start left to right.
Sure.
So we have
Breath of the Wild's first.
What is that? Breath of the Wild first?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that's an A tier.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the original Legend of Zelda is next.
Original. Hold on. Let me reset mine because I just started feeling them out. Damn it.
You're good. You're good. Oh, you're doing it as well yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm doing it for the people at home.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they did not go back to their original position.
No.
I fixed it. Okay, so we got
you
Breath
just
of the Wild at A tier. Original Legend of Zelda. That's C tier.
C tier. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, next is
they got better over the years.
what's next for you?
Wind Waker.
Cool. Where's Wind Waker go?
We are sticking that at A tier again.
Okay. All right. Four Swords Adventures, baby.
Oh yeah, this is another A tier one.
Okay, I didn't know if that was gonna hit S tier yet. I wasn't
Not
sure.
yet. Not yet. There's a couple that belong there, but
I trust you. Skyward Sword, dude. I gotta know, where are you at? 2020, the year of our Lord.
Oh yeah, that's another C tier.
Okay, all right, respectable. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Have you played this game?
I've played it almost to completion.
Yeah, this is the only Zelda game I've never finished.
Yeah, I got to the last temple. I believe I still have the save file somewhere.
Me too. This exact happened to me as well. Fucking Darkling. Dude.
I never ended up finishing it.
Yeah.
I got to it when I had pretty much nothing else to play, and then
just never got around to finishing it.
Something else came out, and when I got back to it a while later,
like...
I wasn't good enough to do it anymore.
Yeah. Can we just write down "I wasn't good enough to do it anymore" as like my mantra for my life? Exactly that. This happened to me as well, Scott. I love that we had the same experience with Zelda 2.
Yeah, Zelda 2 is hard. It was good while
game.
It lasted, but it's hard.
Yeah. Maybe someday I'll finish it.
It wasn't that good, but you know.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Where's it go?
Twilight Princess. Oh, no, that was D tier.
Oh, D tier. Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said that first.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Twilight Princess.
Yeah, out of everything here, that's easily the worst game.
Okay. I think that's honestly fair. Like, I'm with you. It's close to Zelda 1 for me, but it's probably my least favorite. Well, actually, we got the DS games. Never mind. I forgot about those games.
Yeah, we have the DS games, but a good chunk of those, well, a couple of them do belong in D tier with it. They're better.
Oh my God, is Tony here?
Listen here, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I will drop Wind Waker to D tier right now. You shut the fuck up. This is my list.
This is Scott's list.
No, dude, Scott. Okay, is it just Scott's list?
It's just Scott's list.
Scott's list.
All right, I can handle Scott being wrong. But for the people at home, Wind Waker, best Zelda game, by far, no competition.
All right.
S tier by itself, by a mile.
Jeez, damn. All right, he's gone. All right, Tony will be joining us later. He's listening somewhere. That's what that means. Or I guess maybe he's just somewhat aware.
All right. Triforce Heroes next.
No, Twilight Princess first.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess I got switched them around somehow. That's B tier.
B tier. Okay. That's comfortable for that.
Yep.
What's next?
Triforce Heroes.
So where are you at with this since you and Tony and I played it?
I think it's a solid C tier.
Okay. See, again, just remember at the start where Scott said this is two at minimum 2 tiers above all other video games. Just generally a baseline normal ass video game. So C tier is pretty good. Yeah. What's next?
Link Between Worlds. That is another B tier.
Okay. Rational Passions Game of the Year for
Original Four Swords. This is the additional one that's added on to.
It was a Link to the Past version of Game Boy Advance version of that.
Yeah, it's another D tier one. It's fine, but it's like 4 levels.
Yeah, if there was more to it.
Yeah.
I will say though,
The 8-tier expansion that they did later, though, that full thing, very good.
Very good. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad that they came back to that idea multiple times because it was cool. All right, what's next?
Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah, the Game Boy and Game Boy DX game.
Yep, this is another B tier.
Okay, respectable.
Majora's Mask, that is S tier.
That is S tier, baby. That's what I thought. I love it.
Ocarina of Time, same thing.
S tier. Wow. All right.
I like both of those games a lot.
No, I love it. That's you can't deny the classics. Shout out to the Majora's Mask love, though. Much respect.
The Oracles of Ages and Seasons are both B tier.
Sure. Yep.
Minish Cap, I'd throw in A tier.
Yeah, love Minish Cap. All right, we got the DS games. Phantom Hourglass.
Hold on, I'm missing something.
Yeah.
No, okay, yeah, I was thinking of the right game.
Phantom Hourglass and
Phantom Hourglass is A C tier.
Okay.
And Spirit Track is the D tier.
Yes, correct answer. Right answers only from Scott Guthier in the chat today.
A Link to the Past.
Yes.
S tier.
All right.
The only reason A Link to the World loses so many points.
A Link to the World.
Is because A Link Between Worlds.
Okay, got it. got it.
I think I probably missed both there. It loses so many points is because it's in it being a sequel and it using the same map of A Link to the Past.
This is exactly what I said in my review, Scott. Of like if A Link Between Worlds was like a totally new map, but just that game, it's like it would probably be S tier. It's very good.
Right, and the whole thing about it is it uses the same. It's the whole thing where it's the same but different.
Yeah.
But the layout fits the original game that much more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Totally. That was great. Thank you for that, Nabashin. What do you think, Nabashin? Was this the list you expected?
No, Scott felt like more like. Can we see the community rankings? Because like he felt more he felt like more where generally where everyone else is. Like I thought Scott would be like more. Like I didn't mean like not anything like insulting or anything like that, but I thought Scott being more opinionated and more like better with like what he feels about certain things. I thought it'd, like be almost not completely swayed, but like I was like really just
this seems pretty different to me. So we got this is the community rankings for this list. S tier.
Oh yeah, there's too much shit in S tier.
Scott's got a harsher critic, you know. We got Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess in S tier, which is very surprising. And then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Happy to see Majora's Mask there. I feel like the true Zelda fan, the real Zelda fans out there recognize Majora's Mask as rad, but the fake fans don't. A tier is A Link to the Past, which is an absolute insult. And Skyward Sword, which is also an absolute insult. B tier.
I mean, yeah, I think Skyward Sword's still a good game.
Yeah,
a lot of people say like no.
But like the best, we're talking A tier.
Above the rest of the Zelda games.
Yeah, probably not. So then A Link Between Worlds at B tier and Phantom Hourglass at B tier. I think, Scott, you had A Link Between Worlds at B tier. And then all these games at C tier. I feel like Scott had more stuff up above this. And then Four Swords Adventure is in D tier, which is also complete disrespect.
Yeah, most people just never played that game.
Yeah, and they should have. They should have gotten some friends together and played it because that was some of the most fun I've had with it. So, and then yeah, Four Swords Original and Triforce Heroes in D tier. So, I feel like Scott's was pretty different. You still had your Ocarinas and your Majoras at the top, but like he mixed it up a lot past that. Give him some credit, Nabashin. All right. There we go. Now I think we're ready to get a podcast going. Tony also was in the chat at some point saying start with Wind Waker and then responded with I quit. So he must have just been watching. And NATO Johnston in the chat said Majora's Mask is C tier, and you can see yourself out, sir. That's enough of that. I've heard enough of that. And Scott White says hi, y'all. So hey, everybody, we're about to get started. Anybody want to run, get water, do something before we actually?
I am good. I made sure to take care of that before I got here, and I forgot that I already took care of that before I got here. So I'm just sitting here with 2 glasses of water. Well,
yes, dude, you're over prepared, which I appreciate.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like one now. But,
we got through one of them. Yeah, you're refreshed and ready to go. I think I'm good. I wish I had an inhaler, but mine ran out. So now I'm living that scarred throat life. All right. Nabashin, you feel emotionally secure in yourself right now?
Yeah, I'd be all right.
All right. It's a weird way to phrase it, but you got it. We get it, that idea. All right. Actually, 1 second. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that the stream was still working. We good. It is Saturday, January 11th, 2020, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions Podcast. I am Alex O'Neill, your podcasting agenda maker for this episode, for this season, for the new year, maybe even for your life. I don't know. If you want to listen to one of these podcasts every day for the rest of your life, we got a pretty big backlog, so I could take you some places. I could show you a whole new world. But I don't want to do it alone, because joining me this week, as always, Mr. Scott Guth here.
Hello.
And joining us from just a little south, just a little too far from my heart, Mr. Brian Nobshin Jackson.
Ahoy, hoy, boy, boy.
Ahoy, hoy. We have a fourth host. I don't know if you've ever listened to an episode of this podcast, listener, but Tony Horvath, our fourth chair, will be joining us soon. He had a long day at work, and he's got to get himself just collected, calmed, prepared. He has to scream about Wind Waker for a little bit. And then he'll be here to talk about video games. This is a video game podcast. This is Irrational Passions Podcast, which comes to you. I've never done this before, but I thought maybe it's the new year, new me. It's time to maybe do it. This is a video game podcast live on youtube.com/Irrational Passions every Saturday, starting around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen, man, we're going up by the seat of our pants. It's a loosey-goosey schedule, but I'm hoping in the new year we can stick to it a little bit better. And then if you missed it live, you can always watch the archive right there on YouTube or listen to a show that I actually put a lot of work into editing and putting music into and songs and fun and joy into every Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. I try and get it up there right at that time so you can get it for that nice drive to work. It's a new year. It's time. It's time to start off strong. We got a good show lined up for everybody. We're going to talk about some video games that we played in the 2 weeks since we recorded the last episode of the podcast. We took a week off. We did our Game of the Year show, which was not a normal episode of the show. And we had our holiday special, which was also kind of abnormal. And this episode is also going to be a little abnormal from where we're going. But you know what? Every episode is going to be different now. I've decided it's nothing but not normal anymore. So we're going to talk about some video games, but I just wanted to take a minute, shout out to irrationalpassions.com. It's a video game website that, this publishes on there, and there are other people that do other stuff there too. And it's very good. We're doing some Game of the Year conversations. If you listen to the Game of the Year episode for this very podcast, last episode, which came out 2 weeks ago, you got a little flavor of it on the as far as the people that write for irrationalpassions.com. We're sitting down and having some big, long conversations about it. Those will hopefully be out. Our goal is this coming week, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this coming week. We had some really good conversations. I'm like, Nabashan, I'm excited for you to hear them. I feel like you might get a lot out of them. And I got a lot of emotions out during those conversations, which was good. Getting bottled up of just like, I need to talk about Life is Strange. I just need to talk about this. and it was nice having those. So look for those. It'll be on this podcast feed on the website, irrationalpatch.com. But that's enough about that. It's a new year. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. We talk about video games here. The games we're playing, the games we want to play. And I don't know who I want to start off. How about, you know what, Scott Guth here. We've had a couple of weeks. I assume in that time, I'm hoping you relaxed a little bit. I know
I did.
Things were tense. That's good. That makes me happy. Did you get to play any video games?
Played a bunch Tarkov.
Yes, which we haven't actually talked about on the podcast yet.
Oh, we haven't.
No. Oh, shit. Escape from Tarkov, right?
Escape from Tarkov.
Take me through.
We haven't talked about this game at all.
No.
Really, huh?
Remember,
Okay.
Tony just told us about it before we recorded the Game of the Year stuff.
So, for the listeners, if you've never seen this game before, but it is the best way to describe it, as shortly as possible, is take your battle royales, right? And then take your DayZ H1Z1 games, and then you mix those together.
Mm-hmm.
You go in and you can choose two options. You can go run in with a random loadout and drop into the map, or you can take your main character in where you have a stash of items that you've collected from other raids or things that you've bought, and you can take that loadout into the map. So far, well, I don't off the top of my head, I don't remember the number of maps. I think it's around 6 playable maps so far.
Okay.
So the name of the game this time is still to survive, but it is not to be the last man standing. It is to leave the map alive through one of the extraction points.
Yeah, I'm remembering what you guys talked about a little bit. So, like, how many players would be on a map at once? Like, maximum?
So, maximum, you could have... Yeah, maximum at any one time changes per map. For instance, I know that... Actually, at the top of my head, not really, but one of the maps called Factory is between 6 to 8 players.
Okay, that's not a lot.
And you can party up with 5.
Oh shit! Just roll up on a place.
You could just roll up in Factory as a squad of 5. So you're against a couple of AI and a couple of players.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said earlier I talked about scavs, which when you spawn in as a scav, you take the place of one of the scavs, and you count towards the maximum player limit.
Okay.
Of that map.
Okay, cool.
So,
how many?
The other thing is scavs do not count. AI scavs do not count towards that player limit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask next. How many scavs are usually walking around?
So, I believe there's a separate scav cap, but I don't know those exact numbers.
Okay. Is it enough that you should be worried?
Yeah, it's plenty that you should be worried. When you spawn in, you don't have to be necessarily. You should only have to worry about the other players for about a minute. Because it takes a minute or two for the scavs to spawn.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take a player down, another player as a scav could spawn in so long as there's anybody else on the map.
Okay.
PMC or scav.
So if you're like a player and you get taken out, or you just like bumped out to the menu, it's over?
Yeah, that's it.
Damn.
You get a death screen, hey, this is the experience you were in screen.
And you just lose everything you had. Because like when you escape with stuff, I know Tony was showing us like this whole inventory made of like you actually keep the things that you have and then you can equip them.
Every you escape with it, you get to keep it.
Yeah, which is cool.
Now on a scav, not necessarily.
Okay.
If you escape with it, you have to be able to fit it into your inventory to keep it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have a limited inventory. It is a Resident Evil loot Tetris all over again.
Yeah, which I'm into. I like that kind of stuff.
So you can't stock up on everything to infinity. You do have money and a space constraint. So you can't hoard all your valuables infinitely. At some point, you have to be in a place where you can use it.
That's a problem.
Or sell it.
But you can stack backpacks. Stack packs, as I like to call it. Cool. Is there like a sense of progression, like you're getting stronger throughout the game, or is it just just the fun of the loop of going in and seeing what you can get and getting out?
Repeat the question.
Does it feel like, are you like building to goals? Are you like progressing? Are you leveling up? Or
so it depends. The game is what it is, more or less. So you have various different styles of playing it. It can be hey, build your account to be this extremely wealthy, powerful account that can walk into any raid with pretty much any set of gear he wants at any time.
Yeah.
But that requires a very careful type of play for a while. It requires you to be on top of quests very early on in the reset. It requires it requires a ton of initial investment and just a lot of time spent playing the market, not only by just buying and selling things, but also by correctly predicting where people are in quest chains.
Huh.
And selling those items at those peak points.
I like that kind of social metagame to it too. That's cool. I don't know, that sounds fun.
And then talking about the quests, another aspect to your inventory is you do have a pouch on your main character that starts out as a 2x4.
Okay.
And you get, when you complete quest lines, you get what's called a Delta container, which is a 2x2. So you have 4 squares to put things in. At the end of the quest line, you can get what's called a Delta container, because you start with an Alpha container, which is a 3x4 instead of a 2x2. So to put it into perspective, although you can't stick weapons in there, a good chunk, let's say you find a graphics card, which is roughly 250,000 rubles.
Mm-hmm.
For your reference, the pretty much the best set of armor in the game, 300,000 rubles.
Okay.
So it's almost equivalent.
Yeah.
You could just stick that 2 square item into your pouch and then fit like 3 more of those in that pouch to just hold way more money than you would ever bring into a raid and come out positive. Yeah. So,
okay. And
that is what you can do with your meds and everything.
That's cool.
So there is a good incentive for all styles of play just to go and do those quests, but at the same time, a lot of people they pick up a weapon they're comfortable with, they go in, and they start going ham. Cool. If they hear gunshots, they're rushing right towards the gunshots.
Yeah. You can always tell it's fresh.
Their goal isn't to walk away with nice and expensive shit. Their goal is to say, hey, on this map, all of the fights are my fights.
Mm.
So quit fighting without me.
Yeah, this is my shooty gun game. That's cool. I kind of like that idea though. I like the idea too of like being the player that runs toward the fight, runs away from it, or like strategically runs around it and like keeps his eye on who's like dropping what.
Right. And it's unlike a battle royale game, it is not a single type of focused game.
Yeah. I like hearing this. Just like I like the idea of like NPCs that exist in the world that players can kind of drop into. I feel like I wish there were more battle royale-esque games that one had NPCs in it in general, kind of like the original Titanfall.
Technically, Fortnite does.
I guess. I mean, like I haven't played Fortnite recently. When I played it, there weren't.
No, that's to shorten queue times, they put, or to completely enforce short queue times, they put AI in the game.
Oh, okay. And so like people will jump into player AI at some point if they come in the game late.
They're just in normal games.
Okay. I don't know.
Like if you spawn in with 100 people, maybe 5 of them might.
Okay. I like the AI are slowly taking over. They're the wild cards. If they win, then the great whatever the S word where everyone combines into metal, the synthesis happens or whatever. I don't know. That's because it reminds me a little bit of like original Titanfall. I guess Titanfall 2 has it as well. Like having kind of ads throughout the map just spices it up a little bit and gives you like free kills that are satisfying and like keep the action going.
Yeah, that's Titanfall. These are not free kills.
Okay.
These are not free kills in the slightest.
Yeah.
They are free kills in the sense that when you learn their patterns, you will know where they spawn, so you can shoot them first. But these motherfuckers have the same guns you do, do the same amount of damage you would do with those guns, and have aim hacks.
It sounds like it, yeah. That's cool though. I mean that keeps that tension there, you
know. Full on. Full on. These are not things that you can just say, "Oh, that is a scav." Do not care, because at the same time, you will have a scav that is a player acting like an AI. So you might say, you know what, maybe I don't want to mess with that. So he waits till you turn your head and he shoots you in the back of the head.
I love it. The mind games. That's great. Cool.
So and that is a much less of a viable strategy when you're on your main character, because scavs are, when you're a scav, other scavs aren't immediately aggro to you.
Okay.
They do not shoot you. You're on the same team until
you attack another scav.
Until you attack another scav.
Got it. That's kind of cool though, and that gives like newer players like a little bit of a helping advantage, I think too. Interesting. This game sounds fun. Have you and Tony been playing it, just the two of you, or you guys been rolling with the squad?
There's a good chunk of people playing it.
Okay. Cool. Anything else you want to add to it, or you want to talk about something else?
I think we are good to move on.
Sure.
From that introduction. That is just the introduction, not how any of the runs have gone.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing I should add is there's boss scavs.
Oh. Like big dudes?
So the game is intensely complicated with the loot system. They tried to be as realistic as they can be while not sacrificing gameplay. So you have to worry about the ammo that you're putting in a gun. You have to worry about the magazine that you're putting in your gun. A magazine can hold an ammo type that the gun doesn't take, and that will jam your gun if you do that.
Oh, okay.
And to unjam it, you have to inspect it, take the bullet out, unload the clip, and put the right ammo in. Or, more likely it's just you find a different clip, or you don't use that gun. Because you don't have time to sit there and take out bullets.
That's a pretty interesting level of realism to that. I feel like other games have done stuff like that, but I've never played any game that has done stuff like that.
Arma 3.
Arma 3.
Now, the other thing is your armor also has fairly realistic classes of penetration.
Oh, okay.
Whereas if you shoot something that can only pen armor class 1 at level 3 armor class, it's not getting through the first 10 to 15 shots. So this is your pistol going up something that's armor level 3 with poor bullets. Which, by the way, the damage of your gun is not how that works. It's the damage of the bullet that you have in your gun.
Oh. Does like the gun, depending on which kind of weapon you're using, like magnify or like increase the like range or stuff like? Is it just those kinds of factors, and the damage is always the same based on the bullet, or?
So what your gun does is purely hold the bullet type, or determines how long you can ADS with it, and recoil. It has other things like sights and laser attachments that help you hit the target, but how accurate the gun is determined by the range of the barrel and the bullet you're using.
Cool.
That's about it.
Wild Tony Horvath appears. Hi, Tony. Welcome to the show.
We're talking about Tarkov.
Wait, all right, what was this? You're cutting in and out. Can you repeat?
I'm trying to fix it. Hold on.
Okay.
He doesn't want to use my Bluetooth headset.
Okay. So you're still on the road?
I'm coming home right now, dude. I just want to talk about Tarkov.
Okay. That's fine. Do you want to talk about Tarkov? I mean,
no, I just want you guys to talk about any other video game for like 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. We'll switch gears, and then we'll talk about it again.
I was gonna say I was just gonna get through the intro stuff.
Yeah, we never.
Which I covered it.
Yeah, so that way you guys can tell your stories.
So now, when you get here, we'll talk about some runs.
Okay.
And
I'll be back in 10 minutes. Talk about Kingdom Hearts. Bye.
Okay. That Remind DLC.
Unfortunately,
coming out.
Oh, wait, is that out yet?
No, it's the 23rd.
Yeah, it's not out yet. So I guess
he'll have to wait. I guess Tony will just have to be an anxious fan, excited to hear our thoughts on Kingdom Hearts. You want to switch gears, Scott? We get the gist of like how Tarkov plays and everything, so that I appreciate that. What else you got? Have you been playing anything else in the break times?
We have Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah, and also have not talked about it on this podcast at all. Did you finish it?
No.
Okay.
I'm playing a lot of Tarkov.
Okay, fair enough. That's totally fine.
But I did get further, not too much further from when we last talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because I'm a little past hunting your first boo.
Okay.
I think I found a second one, but that's about it.
So
it took me a while to figure out how that worked. And I believe it's just as simple as the old Luigi's Mansion one.
Yeah, I got to the desert floor, with the mummies and whatnot. If you remember this, if you've done this,
I haven't done that yet.
Okay. So I hadn't like gone hunting for boos really at any point. We stumbled onto one, I think, along our Mike and I's playthrough. And so I still haven't seen like kind of back half of the game, so I don't know if you have to capture all the boos or anything. I assume so. I think there's a lot less in Luigi's Mansion 3. What's the farthest floor you've gotten to?
I think it was 6.
Okay. Do you remember what the theme was?
So I'm still pretty early on.
Was that like the castle one?
I don't remember which order it was in.
Okay. That's
because I know one of the earlier ones, 4 or 5, is police guard.
Yes.
And you have to get the four shaped keys.
4.
And then the one after that is the one where the chef is there.
Yes. Yeah.
Where you don't get the key, but instead the mouse gets the key.
Yeah.
And you got to chase the mouse around a couple of times.
Yeah.
Which is great, by the way.
It's very fun. Yeah. And again, like all of the Guigi reactions are just very good. Anytime it's like him totally unfazed by some bullshit, I'm just laughing. Yeah, that's a fun game to play with a friend.
It's funny, even more so because it's like a scripted scene. He has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And they zoom in on his face.
It's just
as if he's gonna do something about it.
Nothing. And I love it because, like, weirdly, as like a duo, Guigi and Luigi, like Guigi becomes like the strong silent one, and Luigi's just freaking out all the time, which is good. It's a very good. It's a good matchup. Anything else new that you've been playing? Because I know we've talked a little bit about Luigi's Mansion 3.
Nothing new.
Okay. Any
I'm still
revisiting World of
waist
Warcraft?
deep into Tarkov.
Okay. Have you slowed down on WoW?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, I've slowed down as much as a normal slowdown would happen. Where it's, hey, you know how to progress your character? You raid. You want to know when you can do that?
When you have other people to do it with.
Which is about 2 hours a week.
Oh yeah.
At this point, not even like 4 hours a week, because some people have gotten some gear.
I mean, like, honestly,
so now it only really takes you 2 hours a week. For the rest of the week, it's you can PvP. Yeah, that going on for you. But I mean, that's the kind of the nice part about it. It's your obligation ends at about 2 hours a week.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It kind of sounds nice. Like, that reminds me of
because it's
Destiny Weekly Reset. You know, it's like, okay, appointment viewing. Like, I'll be there for the reset, and then I'm good for the rest of the week.
Right. Then you have your WoW day once a week, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to do whatever else the fuck you want, if you want to.
I like it.
Which it naturally, the more you do, the less there is to do. Because that's how games should work.
Yeah. This is how things are supposed to be.
Right. And you'd be surprised about how much that's just not the case in a lot of games, a lot of MMOs. And it's very much so not nice.
Yeah, no, you learn to appreciate the restraint.
Right.
A lot.
It's a lot of people hate the style of time gates.
Yes.
But this is what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
The infinite grind, I'll just put it this way: the infinite grind, that constant struggle does more to segment a player base and push people away than it does to keep people playing.
Yeah, I like that. I totally agree with you, Scott. Cool. Do we want to maybe switch gears a little bit, and then when Tony gets here, we can come back to Tarkov?
Yeah.
Nobishin, Brian Nobishin Jackson, my friend, my colleague, my warm heart. What have you got, man? What you been playing?
Nothing too new.
Okay.
Just my same bullshit.
I want to know about this bullshit, though. I love it.
Like, I can't really even think about what I've been playing, honestly. Like, just playing Kingdom Hearts 1 just randomly.
Yeah.
I like it.
How is Kingdom Hearts 1 treating you?
It's fine, because I just wanted to just beat it today. Just I don't know, like I'm mostly just going for the speed run trophy for under 15 hours, which is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter, just going through it. Yeah, there's nothing really to talk about. It's just like I'm playing that game again. It's like, okay, cool.
I was just thinking, like, because I replayed Kingdom Hearts 1 right after I beat Kingdom Hearts 3, like a sociopath, and it was like weird, and I liked it. I had a great time with it. It's just like that game's so different than the other games, you know. I was just curious if anything had like sunk in.
No.
Have you? So you don't have the platinum for that one?
No.
Okay. Are you gonna get it in the Kingdom Hearts 2 platinum? You gonna make it happen?
I doubt it, but we'll see.
I believe in you. You've done like so many harder trophies than I, like, finishing so many other games like than me, and those are like the only ones that I have. To be fair, you know, like it's like that and like the Batman Arkham games are like my badge of honor of like, no, I've seen some shit. you don't know me, okay? Where people are like, oh, you don't have that many trophies or whatever. It's like, I don't, but it's the quality that counts. What else have you been revisiting?
I can't really even think about what else I've been playing, honestly.
It's a similar boat for me of like, it's been like 2 weeks, and 3 weeks pretty much, because we did our Game of the Year show. I definitely like played some stuff. Like, I did something.
Yeah.
But I mostly remember the stuff that I touched this last week, specifically, and I'm like I played Mario Odyssey at some point. I'm like, when did that happen? How much did I play? I don't really remember. So I'm totally with you. Nothing comes to mind though.
No, like oh god, like I had something and then I lost it again. But like,
I could talk about some of my stuff, and then if
I kind of went back to Death Stranding a little bit, just played a little bit more.
Mhm.
That's just chipping away at that. Like it's definitely just the game I guess go back to when I feel like I got nothing else to play really. So
do you think you'll finish it?
I don't know. I'm not really interested in finishing it. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just curious. And like I don't want to like force you down that path or anything. It's just I don't know if are you at a point where you're like I don't know if me finishing this game is going to make me feel any better or worse about it?
Oh, I've been at that part.
Okay. I've been there. Okay, got it.
Yeah, like I like the game a lot. I'm not really interested in the story. There's maybe like two characters I like in the actual game. Like I like Fragile and like that's probably that's really the only character I like.
How do you feel about
Lou.
Sam?
Sam is fine. He's nothing.
Yeah.
He's too much of a blank slate for me. Like he's Solid Snake without the personality, and Solid Snake didn't have that much personality because all he does is regurgitate what you just said to him. But like, I still like Solid Snake. He's still a cool dude. I don't think Sam's cool. I just think he's just a guy.
Mm-hmm. It's the point, Nabashin. He's just an average man. He's just supposed to be relatable, a regular person. He's not supposed to stand out. I think there is. You're not wrong, but because I felt that way, and I'm not again just my perspective on it. And they then like Sam like starts doing stuff on his own by the end of that game. Like you're like, okay, I appreciate that you're just trying to do some stuff that not I'm not like. I'm a viewer of this and how you're talking to these people and how you've changed. You've actually changed. Yeah, I don't know. I like it because I think like the things that you don't like about that game, like I think they do address it. It's just like I understand not being kind of apathetic to wanting to see that. So,
I mean, like I think like I said, like it's pretty much as soon as I got to like Hartman that really just like. I was like, no, I think I'm just good. I think I'm just good.
George also doesn't like Hartman. I don't know where you feel about him, but
I mean, he has like an interesting thing about him, but like he breaks it like constantly, and he constantly looks at the camera, gives it a thumbs up.
mm-hmm.
So like, it seems like he's just like, it's a weird thing. It's just like
it's a weird thing.
He's too. Not fourth wall breaking, but like he's too just not like
too strange.
It's not even strange, dude. It's more of like he's the only one that doesn't fit compared to everybody else. Like I can see Deadman fitting in there. I can see everybody else fitting in there. He's just the only one who's like kind of he feels like he's inserted in there.
What about
he doesn't really fit with everybody else?
Would you say Higgs is similar to that?
No, Higgs is cool from what I see.
Yeah, but like Higgs also does some of that fourth wall breaking.
Not as much though.
Well,
not even close to what Hartman does.
Not yet, my friends.
I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'll say this. It might be worth just powering through. I think it's worth knowing how you're gonna feel about it.
Yeah, I think I'll get through it probably eventually, but I'm not in no rush.
Yeah. That's interesting. I totally get that though. It's Hartman, I guess I never thought about it because I feel like Hartman is like he's a pretty minor role in that, but I guess when you're living in it, it does not feel minor. But I never noticed that before, and now it is sticking out to me. So interesting. Yeah, I'm with you though. There's like two characters I like, even at post it. Like I like Deadman a lot. Like by the end of it, and I like BB. I do like Fragile, although I don't like her catchphrase. And I like Sam by the end of it. But like everything that happens with Mama is like, all right, you really don't want me to like this. I feel like you're trying to make me not like this. But and stuff like characters like the Mads Mikkelsen's character is like you don't even know really like that character's whole deal until the end of the game. So it's there's nothing to like. There's nothing there. It's nothing. All right, I won't pry more.
Because like it's funny too, because like I know how that game ends, and like it's not even like even if I did know how it ended and like how it like it doesn't really matter. Like I would feel the same way regardless. And like, cause like everything that I heard about like how the game ends, like it washed over me, so I kind of just forgot about it because like it was what they were saying was a bunch of nonsense, and like I expected nonsense from the game. It's just like it's like whatever. My experience will be my experience whenever I get to it, if I get to it. So it's not like that's holding me back or something like that. It's just like
that's fair. The mystery wasn't. I don't think like that was gonna pull you through. Because like it almost works hard against you, like investing in that mystery. It makes it feel like things don't necessarily matter.
Yeah, like it's like the complete opposite of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, it totally
it's
is.
weird. It's weird.
I like. Do you think that maybe just Kojima isn't gonna do it for you anymore?
I mean, I would have said that after Metal Gear Solid 5 to begin with.
Sure.
Hello,
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Here I am in the Discord.
Welcome to the party.
Hey, nice mic, O'Neil.
Thanks, man. Nice mic of yourself, sir.
Definitely see it. What's up, boys?
Nabishin was finishing thoughts on Death Stranding. You came in exactly the right point, Tony.
I mean, I kind of take that back too. Like, it's not really that Kojima doesn't do it for me anymore. I don't even think it's really even that. It's more of it's more just like other things. Other things just bother me because it's because it's not like my complaints about like Kojima games now is not the same as like everybody else's.
Okay.
Like it's a very specific thing. It's specific stuff like for example, the leaning on celebrities is a little bit too much for me. And I say that because like I always remember this David Hayter thing and just like how he literally just tossed him to a side. Not because like he's a bad actor or something like that. He just didn't want him anymore. And like people just forget about that. And like that's always been like a thing that always rubbed me the wrong way about Kojima. Just like he just like literally just like let that guy go. But like, still keep the Japanese voice actor of Solid Snake just fine. But like if you get Kiefer Sutherland, oh fuck David Hayter. And like I mean I don't know, like I still enjoy his games, and I still get a lot out of them. Like I get a lot out of Death Stranding. It's one of my favorite games of the year last year. But it's just I don't know. It's just I don't really like it at the same time.
Yeah, I totally get it. And that's all. I want to get to like the center of it. I respect like that kind of vibe too. I like it. I don't think that's a weird thing to feel shitty about because like we were all there when, and like I know I'm the fucking guy that's like I like how Kiefer Sutherland does Big Boss. And it's like all right, yeah, shut up, dude. That's not what this is about. And I'm part of the problem. But like we were all there when that happened, and it was like, man, this doesn't feel right, especially after Peace Walker, right? Like, and that was the thing that you always brought up, and like pushing me to go play that and actually see like what a great story that was, and how much it's like, man, Big Boss was like this dude, and Hader like put a lot into that, and that relationship with the boss and everything. It's like you come in and it's just somebody else. It is like a totally different character, and then the story catches up and you're like, oh, I get it. But you know what I mean? I don't want to necessarily outright spoil it for everybody, but you know what I mean? And it's like, all right, but like really? So I'm totally with you. And I just, I like knowing that stuff. Like I want to know what personally gets to you, Nabishin. Not because I want to hurt you, but because I value that. I think you're totally righteous in feeling that way.
And like the biggest thing I can say about this, and I just want to move on after this, is
sure.
it's something like, not to compare the two, but like it's something like me listening to Michael Jackson music. Like I'm always going to listen to his music regardless, but I can still not like the man for what he is and what he stands for, what he is now, or what he's remembered as now. But like I will always love Metal Gear Solid 3, 1 through 4. And Peace Walker. I will always love those games, and I will always play those games. I will always adore those games. it's just like
But things are different now.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
That's fair. I like that. I like that stance too. I respect that. We'll always have Metal Gear Solid 3 in Albishan. No one can ever take that away from us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's switch gears. Tony, you're here. Hi, Tony.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're gonna talk about Escape from Tarkov now. Scott gave us just an intro of like, hey, we've never talked about this on the podcast before. Here's what kind of video game this is.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about with Escape from Tarkov?
Well, I just wanted to talk about the whole thing, bro.
The
It's been
whole
like
shebang.
a 3-week thing for me.
A fling, might even say.
And I've been waiting to
tryst.
come on the podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, you were so
Yep.
anxious to talk about it that during our Game of the Year show, you're like, I get it, but let me fucking say this, all right?
Yeah.
Like, we'll get to that shit, but like, I need to get this out. So yeah, what you got, Tony?
So basically, a couple 3 weeks ago now, I was like, I'm bored. I need a new game to play, and I had a buddy who kept asking me to play Escape from Tarkov. And it just so happened that on that day, one of my favorite Twitch streamers, Co-Carnage, was going to give it a shot for the first time. So I watched him play on stream for a couple hours, and I was like, wow, this game is nothing like what I thought it was, which is like, like Milsim Fortnite.
Arma 3.
Is what I thought, and it's just not that. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll bite. I'll buy the game. It's like $40 or whatever. I'll give it a shot and see how it goes. So I bought the game, and it was like immediately sucked in and addicted to it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's been a little bit over 2.5 weeks and 160 hours later.
Whew. This is you've dropped Path of Exile just entirely. I assume.
I dropped everything else.
It's all
Yeah.
gone.
Like Path of Exile, I was really playing that, and then I was like,
So
I'm gonna play both. Like my first day, it was like I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was like, I'll do a scav, which is like you play as a computer character or like a random like throwaway character. You keep the loot if you get out, otherwise you don't lose any of your own stuff. So there's no minimal investment.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll do one of those runs, and then when I eventually die within 10 minutes, I'm gonna go run a couple Path of Exile maps, and then I'll do another scav.
6
And that
hours later,
very quickly turned into I'm gonna do a scav run, and then I'm gonna play with my loot Tetris inventory for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna do another scav run.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I basically just started only playing Tarkov, and like playing for hours and hours.
Now, one thing I want to ask you about, because Scott took us through kind of the loop of it, like, do you have like a long-term progression that you're building toward personally, or is it just really like, I just have a lot of fun going through doing a run and getting
Well,
what
there
I
are
can?
definitely there are quests and tasks to do. And I just realized, sorry, I'm not recording.
No, it's okay. We're winging it. We're doing this live. We'll
Okay,
talk. We'll talk about it on the break.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was like, there's these quests that you can progress towards. There are cosmetics that you can unlock for your main character. But really the game does not
Hold on.
Yeah.
Unlock, or
you buy them once you
you
get
buy
it.
them and you throw them on your head.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no,
you
I'm not
buy
talking about those.
them.
I'm talking about like the different clothes that you can wear as like the base skin. Like
I didn't.
the white hoodies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, check services at Ragman.
Okay.
Can you get like dope hoodies and some Crocs?
You can, like, there's this big thing that happened recently with Tarkov. Well, like in the most recent big content patch, they added a quest to kill Killa, which Killa is a scav boss, so he's hostile to everyone on the map, even scavs, and has really good ammo, really good AI. Like you don't peek that AI because it instantly headshots you.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Scott. Was this what you were talking about, Scott, with like the hackers?
Well, so all scavs are essentially aim hackers,
Bastards.
but their AI makes them not as dangerous as headshot killer all the time.
Got it.
What a
So it's
scav will
like-
generally do is, if it can see that body part first, it's going to aim for it. So if you think there's a scav that's an AI in front of you, you don't lean peek with your head because they will shoot it.
Cool.
You sidestep out with your arm first,
And
because
just
then they will go for your body first.
shoot
They'll
around the
try
corner.
to aim for your body and not your head if you do not peek with your head first.
Cool.
Yeah, so there's like a couple different levels of like how the AI is tuned. So there's like the
Right.
normal like idiot scavs, and then there are raiders, which are they have much smarter and more aggressive AI, and they're stronger, as they typically come better equipped. And then there are scab boss AI, where they're overtuned as fuck.
Damn.
Like they'll just kill you, they'll fuck a bitch up.
Yeah.
So anyway, they added a new quest to kill Killa 100 times. And if you do that, you unlock this sick Abibas hoodie.
Nice.
And yeah,
Sponsored by Abibas.
Yeah. Well, there's tons of that. In the game.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, there's Abibas, and I think instead of Nike, it's a dick. And then there's Tarcola instead of Coca-Cola.
Cool.
And just tons of very on the nose. I mean, one of the big maps is like a big mall with department stores, and one of the department stores is Idea.
That's good.
Yeah, there's just tons of those. That
fun.
stuff's all over the place.
It kind of reminds me of like Fallout.
Yeah. You get Zibbos instead of Zippos.
And Zippo letters, cool.
Yeah,
very classy.
Yeah, so there is not really an end game in the game right now. The end game is spending all your money on guns that you're going to die with immediately and having a good time.
So
which is what I do.
So the loop is just that good; it just pulls you through.
Yeah, it really does. Like going in, finding sick loot, fighting other players for sick and taking their, or most of the time dying to those players and watching them take your sick loot.
Let's not forget that other option of absolutely dominating that player group, then getting shot by a scav.
Oh yeah, that definitely happens.
And your whole dreams are ruined.
Yeah, there's just like the right amount of transition time between go sneaking around looking for cool loot, and maybe you'll find this cool thing, and if you find that cool thing, now it's a different game because you've got to get out with that thing, or someone else is going to get it, or it doesn't count as you getting it until you've left that raid with it. So if you kill a super kitted out player and take his sweet gear, that gear is not yours until you leave with it, and all it takes is someone who gets the drop on you with a Mosin and a cheeky headshot, and you're donezo.
Yeah, I like that, man. Like I like that a loop can
speaking
just...
of Mosins,
it's like
we gotta tell them a story, the legend of the Mosin men.
The Mosin men, the Mosey boys. What is the Mosin men?
I actually don't know either.
It's like the hatchlings, Tony.
Even Tony's, you're still lost. Tony's played.
I know
too
what
much
hatchlings are, but I don't know.
Too much.
So when Mosins came out, they were one of the cheapest guns in the game, and the base bullet for them, that was a pretty cheap bullet, could one tap level 6 armor without fail.
Jesus.
So you would one tap fully geared players, $1 million loadouts, or million ruble loadouts, because dollars, rubles, and euros exist in that game.
Okay.
So what people would do is they'd buy a Mosin. They'd buy a couple of bullets. That is everything they would go in with. They'd be 20k deep. So you pick up a good chunk of items are worth just 10k. So you walk in, you find 2 items, you stick them in your alpha container, and you can go again.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, but now anybody who's wearing pretty much anything, you can one tap. So, as he said, get a cheeky Mosin shot to the head, and you die.
And it's over.
Yeah, the scary thing is, like, when you spawn in as a player scav, you're given a random loadout, but those loadouts kind of come in sets.
Mm-hmm.
And a pretty common loadout for the scav is one of those Mosin rifles.
Nice.
So a player who's coming in on something with no risk could potentially have a weapon that has the potential to one-shot you, regardless of what kind of helmet you have on.
Damn.
So there's always that kind of
tension.
There's that tension, absolutely, where you have to be careful, and you really got to pay attention to everything at all times when you're in that raid. And the second that you stop doing that is like 9 times out of the 10, immediately like 2 seconds after you stop paying attention, you hear that crack subsonic, sound crack and you're dead. You're done. Some silenced guy just gets you.
That's really cool because, like, this is a weird comparison maybe, but the thing that reminds me of the most is like Spelunky. Funnily enough, of like just
that's I can definitely see it where like
loving
you
that
stop
loop,
paying
you know.
attention in Spelunky.
Yeah,
like,
you're
all in
fucked.
Spikes.
Whoops. And I like that. There's always danger around you in that game, and it's just so satisfying to experience that, to run through it, and to like try and get good loot while you're doing it. That it's a
Tarkov
reward in
is
of itself.
Really good at creating moments
Mm.
like that. You know, like it's so easy to think of like in just a couple hours of playing Tarkov, you could. There are these magical, like, you know, good or bad moments that just happen because of the way that the game is set up and the way that the game is played. And, you know, it's hard to replicate them. And they're so cool because they're so unique. Like anything can happen, right? Like you could be fighting this crazy thing and you get third party by like 3 other squads and all this crazy stuff. But it all just happens, you know, organically in the game. And different things happen every time you go into a raid.
That sounds really cool.
So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there, and the crazy thing kind of about right now too. And real quick, I wanted to throw in there that there is no better endorsement for a game than when the most frugal person I know on the face of the earth buys the base version and then upgrades to the $150
Oh
version
shit!
within 3 days.
Yeah, I did that.
Scotty G spending
Like,
money.
Scott never spends money on anything.
That is true.
And then for reference, most of the other people that we play with also ended up doing that.
Just to support them, or just like, do you actually get something cool?
You get
for it?
some.
You get something out of it. It's not everything. It's a nice what is it?
The big difference between the base version and the upgraded version, the only two, like, there's a stash that you have in the game, and the loot system for the game is phenomenal. Like the way that it's set up is beautiful. Really, it's just perfect for the way where, you know, you have gear that has cells inside. So, you know, a backpack might be like 5x6.
Yeah.
And each weapon, like a Mosin, is like 6x1, right? So you can put that in there, and if you're holding an item and hit R, you rotate it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to fit this gear into your inventories and all that as you're going, and your main stash out of game is like that as well. It's just a big grid. And one of the main benefits you get from upgrading to that more expensive version is you get a bigger starting size of your stash, which can be achieved without purchasing that pack. You can upgrade it through upgrading your hideout. It's just like costs an extremely high amount of money to do it, and it takes a long time to get that stash upgrade. And the starting one that you start with is pretty small. It's pretty hard to hold on to stuff that you might need for questing and stuff. So that's the main benefit, is you just get this massive size increase to your stash to hold more things between raids. It's cool because it's kind of, they've got all these containers in the game. So you'll have like a med case that's 2x3, so 6 cells, but inside it's like 8x8. But you can only put medical supplies inside. So you'll buy this med kit or med case for like $500K just to save those, you know, 20 spaces of inventory. And you've got those for like money, weapons, ammo. You've got this really massive one called a Lucky Scav junk box where you can put all of your trade items, like, you know, gold chainlets, like little circuit boards and stuff like that you may need for barter trades or for quests. You can throw them all in there, and it's only like 3x3, but it's like 12x12 inside. So those are like really expensive but super useful.
Cool.
There's a lot of stuff that goes into all that kind of fills in the gap between raids, because, you know, it's something like
The metagame, you know.
Yeah, yes and no, because it's less like the game outside the game, but more of like the preparation for.
Sure, it's a meta of its own.
Yeah,
you know?
sure. And, you know, you go in and it fills in the gap between each round, because you're going out. I got this gear out. Let's set up my loadout for the next one. Let's bring this stuff in. There may be specific things that you need to bring in for certain reasons. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. So yeah, Scott upgrading that package I was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sold you. That's cool though.
Oh yeah, you know I'm one for the otter types of shooter games.
Yeah, it seems cool. It's like a cool idea.
This is that one type of super odd shooting that I would be very into.
Yeah.
So So we got into this, right? And then a week later, there was this event that happened over New Year's, where if you watched a Tarkov streamer on Twitch, every couple hours you had a chance of getting a Twitch drop, which was, a random item in game. So you might get a set of painkillers, you might get, literally any other item. You get like some bandages, or you might get a weapon. And they had no idea what was about to happen. But this thing started, and Tarkov's viewership on Twitch went from like 45K peak viewers to 275K
Jesus.
for a week.
For a whole week?
Went from like 40th game on Twitch to number 1 on Twitch for a week.
Damn.
Right around New Year's and Christmas. And hey, weird at the same time the game went on sale for 25% off.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, this is also a during that sale is also when I picked up the more expensive.
Okay, yeah, totally.
I upgraded mine during the sales.
Yeah, cool.
But so
That's smart,
Tarkov
though.
got a massive influx of new players, like an insanely huge amount of new players over this time, and like Twitch viewership, because everyone was leaving the top streamers up, and it was huge. Like more than 6 times the total amount of concurrent viewers as before. Granted, a lot of them were AFK at work or asleep, just had Twitch streams up. But it's one of the cooler things about that whole thing going on with Twitch is that the people who were consistently at the top were the Tarkov streamers.
And
like
so people
the big one, Pestilli, who is still the number 1 Tarkov streamer, he hit over 100,000 concurrent viewers during that week.
Cool.
Which is huge on Twitch for a single streamer, especially one who averaged about 3K of viewers per stream before that.
Yeah.
And he at the beginning of the event streamed for 36 hours, and pulled in all the viewers, and then what they would do is they'd host between all of the EFT streams, so that you didn't ever have to worry about your stream turning off. So they could just pass all of these viewers from streamer to, and that way everybody kept getting their loot, and they were able to get these huge numbers. Everybody raised a ton of money for charity, and that kind of thing changes a bunch of streamers' lives too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of them have quadrupled, doubled, tripled what they used to bring in for viewers, and it's really just brought a lot of attention to the game. And really at the time when the game is in its best state that it's ever been, as far as I've been told, is that the most recent patches that came out right before all of this happening were really big ones, like added the hideout, added this big money sink, and a way to use all of these random items that you would just get that would have like kind of weird value that didn't really make sense.
Yeah, it sounds like a very good marketing push, all right, we got a plan, we're gonna add this stuff into the game, we're gonna do this sale, we're gonna do these Twitch drops, and we're gonna hope some people check out this game.
Absolutely.
And it's a cool thing too of that's like an instance of Twitch streamers are just playing a game. In a lot of cases that brings a lot of attention to a game, and this is where the game did a event, and that brought a lot of attention to streamers that hadn't gotten that before, and it helped them a lot, and that's cool.
Yeah, and then that brings in, the Dr. Disrespects and the Summit 1Gs and all the Twitch heavy hitters, the XQCs and all that are coming and bringing their communities into, their 20,000 concurrent viewers that they average will see the game for a couple days.
Yeah.
And, they're all going to want to pick it up. And it's just a lot of cool stuff coming for Tarkov, I think, especially now that they've gotten this huge funding push, I'm sure, as all of these copies of the game have sold.
They're probably going to be able to make the game bigger and better in a lot of cool ways.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the stuff they've already done with the game is worth waiting for too. There's a lot of cool stuff there for sure. They do a lot of cool things with streamers. One of the voice actors for the American versions of the player characters, there are 3 different voice actors. One of them is a GTA RP streamer.
Nice.
Who has got this really deep cop voice. So they had him do the voice for one of the USEC, which is the American side of the private army thing, and everybody uses the Archer voice because it's so good.
Very good.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in Tarkov for sure.
I like it. Anything else you've been playing this week, Tony?
There's something I'm gonna play this weekend. Season 10 in League of Legends has begun today.
Actually,
yesterday, I think.
Oh my goodness. What's new?
Yep.
Is this...
Are you gonna play with us? We gonna get you and Jared in a game together?
All right, let's do it. I'll
Hell
play. I can't play tomorrow, but I'll play. I'll play Monday. Let's play some League of Legends.
Jared is online like every time I get on League. So
And are you guys still like swooping in and like just carrying the games for him?
I haven't been playing very much recently because Tarkov.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
we played a couple games together.
I don't think that Tony's lost a game with Jared yet.
No, never.
It's really
I have.
It's really funny too because like
But I smashed in that game too.
it like it maybe I'll send this video to you guys on the break, but our friends over at OK Beast, Blessing just joined Kind of Funny, which awesome, congratulations Blessing. But they were like, oh god, we're Ian Purcell from OK Beast was like, oh god, what are we gonna do now that Blessing's gone? What's OK Beast gonna be? And he just put out this like very good video of like, I guess we're gonna get into League of Legends, and it's like, all right, we're PC gamers now,
Hell
and
yeah.
all of them are getting into the League of Legends, which is really funny. And so is like Andrew Taylor, some of the folks who've been on this show. So maybe we can rope these chuckle fucks in there, and you guys can be like gods to them. So that's fun. Yeah, I'll check it out. Let's do it. No, why not? New year, new league. I assume this season is like the first real season with all like those map changes and the dragon changes and all that.
Well, they kind of do like big changes between the seasons rather than during them.
Okay.
You know?
So have they scaled that back?
Like last year is when they changed how towers work in a pretty massive way, added the platings.
Oh,
So that you had like 5 platings to break off for tiers of gold as you break them off of the towers, the beginning parts of the game.
that's cool.
And the tower would get tankier as you break off the plates to try and slow down the taking of the first tower. Because 2 seasons ago,
It was a slow
there was
league
this
was a
big
slower
issue.
game. It sounds like.
You had to use a lot more like summoner spells like teleport, and dying early in lane was really bad because it's so easy for one laner and the jungler, if they kill you, to just push in and take your tower, before you were able to get back up and get to lane. There's a huge problem for top lane because, like I said, you die once and don't have teleport up, your lane is over.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take the tower and you're done. So adding those platings really makes it harder for groups to push down towers like that. So it slows down, gives you a little bit more safety in lane, and lets you play a little bit more in that kind of solo 1v1, 1v1, 2v2 kind of format of the game until about 10 minutes in, or 12 minutes when they fall off. So they added that, and then between this league or this season and last season, they added the dragon changes, the map changes, and all that. So they're kind of bringing more power into the mid game, and making the bottom side of the map even more important, and the top side of the map pretty unimportant.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think that they're interesting changes, and
I mean, it's
the
going to
season should be
continue to
pretty good.
change, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's how about we take a break? Because I have to pee. I'll just, the listeners can know. Let's peek behind the curtain here. And I want to maybe get rolling on our fantasy teams.
Okay.
And kind of explaining all that to you guys. So how about we take a break? I'll use the restroom. When we come back, we'll make some fantasy teams, and we'll yell about review scores because that's what video games are all about sometimes.
True.
So we will be back in just a little bit.
Choo choo.
We'll watch
We're
together.
we're back
Also,
for break.
dude, bro, are we back on the?
Yeah, we're back on the internet.
Dude, bro, have you heard of Dr. Stone, bro?
I've not heard of Dr. Stone. Is he a new
It's an
lead
anime.
character?
Scott and I are watching it, and it's so fucking good, dude.
Have you heard of it, Namashin?
Yeah, it's anime.
It's anime. Hell yeah.
It's anime, dude.
See-
Now, you watching that shit, bro?
No, man.
No, man.
Check that shit out, dude.
All right. Come on. Let's
That's
get
all.
that.
That's all we do on break, by the way, guys.
Yeah, we just do that back and forth for hours.
Yo, dude.
Yo, do you see the shit? It honestly kind of is what we do there. We were getting ready. Apologies for the delay. We're ready. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is time. It's Fantasy Critic time.
Do I still have my screen up?
No, you don't, Tony.
I'm about to pull up some fucked up shit.
You don't have to have your screen up anymore. We're back from break. We are ready to draft some fantasy video game. Nabashin, do you want to set this up for folks listening at home?
So what up? Sorry.
Set up the Fantasy Critic League for the uninitiated.
You can do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I've explained it twice already. So for the uninitiated, fantasycritic.games, it's a video game website, kind of video game website, where you and your friends can make fantasy leagues, kind of modeled after fantasy football, right? That's the idea. But for video games, we're going to have an Irrational Passions League for us 4 hosts on this podcast. And we're going to be competing together to draft a team of up to 15 games that we think are going to review the best on Open Critic by the end of the year. So we're each going to be drafting 7 games today. I'm going to try and move us at a pretty good clip here because we took a long break. So we'll be kind of starting out our teams here, but we'll be able to add up to 8 additional games as the year goes on and as more games are announced and stuff like that. We will also be counter-picking from each other's teams. Basically, after the initial draft is over, we'll be able to go through the list of everyone else and counter-pick up to, was it 2 games per person right now, Mission?
It's 1 game since we have so many people.
Okay, so 1 game. So essentially a game that you think is actually going to review poorly. And if it does review poorly, you get points, and that person will lose points because if you get something that reviews poorly, you just lose points. So the idea is the better game reviews, the more points you get. Anything above 70 is the criteria. And we got to put a lot of games on this list, and there's not. I feel like we're in a part where we have a good chunk of games announced, but like there's a whole lot of mystery left in the back half of the year. So let's get started. Who drafts first?
How do I look at like the draft in progress here?
So it's gonna update on that page that you had up that showed all of our like tables.
Okay.
And I'll if you would like to watch the video version of this. I will share my screen out so people can kind of have a.
Oh, the draft is currently in progress. Nabashin gets to pick first. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I know. That's how he gets you. On the left, you'll be able to. There's an option that says draft game, and you can type in the name of a game.
Solid pick.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, first pick, Nabashin.
You should say the team names.
Oh, yeah. So here are our team names. Nabashin is Organization 13. Good pick. I am the Nilfgaardian Army.
Guys, I know where that comes from. Are you proud of me?
I am proud of you, Tony. Tony, you are Nintoni,
Yeah, dude.
which is pretty good. And Scott, also known as Scout, if you prefer, is the Sheikah Research Division. All Scott's games are going to be launching on the Sheikah tablet, the Sheikah Slate.
I mean, you can buy a phone case, and make your phone look like.
So just for folks watching, you can there's like a big, and for Scott and Tony, you guys, there's a big list that you can pull up if you click on the games option at the very top of the
Cheating
page.
list.
No, I mean you it's the list that you're able to pick from. So it is what you can do. I'm gonna go for I
made everything available, by the way.
Oh, you made everything available?
Yes.
Cool. So like there's weird rules about like Persona 5 Royal being like a kind of like expansion or whatever. I'm gonna right the wrongs of our other fan.
Oh my god, that's a loud thing.
It's loud, right?
I was like, whoa.
I have it muted right now. I don't know how I did it, but
Where do I click
So on the
It's a
left,
drafting
where it
game.
says player actions,
Oh, got it.
draft game, yeah. So I picked The Last of Us Part 2 as my first draft. Righting the wrongs of the past, Nobishin. There will be, if you listen to Irrational Passions Presents, Nobishin and I have another betting league for this just for shits and giggles. Cyberpunk 2077, Tony.
Dude, I'm so hyped for that game.
I'm excited too. I'm
picking shit based on my hype factor for it.
I love that.
If
Follow your
I am
heart.
excited to play that game or not.
Scott, is your turn.
It's gonna be good.
Do you need help, Scott?
I'm
Are you
trying.
good? The player actions little square in the upper left. Draft game is the option. Then you can type in the name of the game. And I did get if you guys get stumped or if we start feeling like we're if you guys are feeling like we don't have any more ideas, let us know. Because I've got stuff from Twitter. People tweeted in what they thought might work.
I got Animal Crossing New Horizons.
You fucking bitch.
You go again, Scott.
So Scott, you're at the bottom of the rank, so you get to go again.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Scott White, for helping me direct the camera on stream.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's tough going twice in a row. Animal Crossing New Horizons. What do you think that's going to Metacritic?
100.
Perfect game.
Straight up.
Where's the hype level for you, Tony, for Animal Crossing?
Second pick.
This has happened to me a lot. When
Hype level for what?
Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay.
Are you excited for Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Scott?
Do
you want some ideas?
I'm doing it. Hold on. You give me. I have a couple of ideas, but you give me a minute.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves, children. Everyone, just think about life. Think about who you are, what you like to draft. What's going to be the best reviewed game out of all of these? Like, what do we legitimately think the number one
Of
for
all
you?
of our first
I think
picks.
Doom Eternal's gonna be real good.
Doom Eternal, yeah. Is that what you took, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I took Animal Crossing.
Good
Doom Eternal.
pick, dude. Good pick. All right, Tony, it's you again. I'm sure you heard that extremely loud.
I did hear an extremely loud thing, and then I picked Persona 5 The Royal.
Ah, that was my next pick, you fucking bastard.
Get fucked, idiot.
You
see that shit? I just picked your quarterback.
Yeah, you did, you motherfucker. Oh man, you really you can't do this to me. You know, all right, I'll go. I'm retracking some territory here.
All right, dude, just pick the fucking Kingdom Hearts game. We all know you.
No, I'm gonna pick Spelunky 2.
You know, I approve.
Thank you, sir. I think it'll be a hot game.
Option about to hit us with the hot fire.
Yeah, what you got now?
Very calculated pick.
He's had 28 minutes to think about it. Namisha, did I take your pick? I just want to know.
No, I was gonna pick that again.
Okay.
I was gonna like hint to Tony to pick it.
Oh, you
Pick what?
motherfucker. Yeah. It's a good. I don't know. I still, again, not sure that game's gonna come out this year, but Half-Life Alyx is your first pick, Nobishin. Interesting. Interesting.
Second pick, actually.
First of the two he's picking now, right this second.
So we're both right.
Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. Excellent. Back to me again. I'm gonna go with probably not. I'm not like expecting this to be like a 10 out of 10 here, but I think it's a good pick. Resident Evil 3. I still believe we're gonna get something cool out of that. And Resident Evil 2 reviewed well, so I think it'll review well at the very least. Not as well, maybe, with what I've been hearing about that game. You hear about the endings thing, Nabashin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hate that you and George are just going to be so right, and I'm going to be just so wrong. It makes me so angry. What do you think about, Tony?
Yeah, I'm thinking about video games.
What's going through your head? Do you want some help from Twitter?
No.
Okay.
thinking about what can I pick that Scott was definitely thinking about picking.
Ooh, good. I like this.
You know, and
I will-
this one.
I'll shout out some ones that have already been picked that came from Twitter. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Good pick, Tony. Scott, it's you again. Was that one
so
you were?
It wasn't that one.
Okay.
So it wasn't that might have been my second pick.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
this is the one. Ori in the Will.
You piece of shit. How does this always happen to me? It's 2 now that you've been here while we recorded them, and that's literally happened to me every time. Not that specific game, but like, all right, I know what I'm gonna get next, and somebody got it. You have to go again, Scott.
I do have to go again, and I.
Now Can I throw one in your direction, Scott? Because I think you might not think of this
Go
one.
for it.
This is from at SolidSnake120 on Twitter. He said highest rated I think is going to be Breath of the Wild 2. Underdog pick, Bravely Default 2. Just a reminder that's coming out.
Solid pick.
And I think that's
how much AR do you think is going to be at the beginning?
Oh my god! I forgot about that completely. Holy, the girl comes out of the crystal and everything.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit, Tony! How did you remember that?
Listen, dude. When waifus come out of me in AR, I remember.
Immediately broke that.
I'm gonna do Dying Light 2.
All right, fuck my suggestion.
Yeah.
Also, another game that I would pick. I think that game will definitely review well. Tony, it's you again.
Wait, can I?
Yeah.
What happens if a game has kind of already come out?
If it's on the list, if it's eligible, it'll let you pick it.
So if it's on that list that you linked before, I can pick it?
Yeah.
Pretty much everything available. So
yeah, you can set restrictions of like things in early access or this or that.
Okay.
But
I don't even know if this is even a good pick, but it's a cool fucking game.
Okay.
Wait, I don't think I can. Warning, this game already has a score. Your league manager can override.
Oh,
right,
is
I
it?
guess I'm not picking it.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
well.
gonna pick Risk of Rain 2.
Oh, okay,
Which
yeah.
technically isn't out yet. But
Yeah,
I guess people have put scores out on OpenCritic.
Yeah, because it's on consoles, so I think that's why.
Okay, well, let me think about a new pick.
I can give you some suggestions.
I don't want any help from Twitter, dude.
Okay, I'm just trying to be a guiding light. I asked these people for suggestions. Very nice.
Listen up, Twitter. I don't need your shit.
I'll call out maybe some ones that have already been picked. Michael Ruiz at Michael Ruiz on Twitter. The Last of Us Part 2 will be highest rated. I think either Axiom Verge 2 or Dying Light 2 will be underdogs. Those are good picks. And Jared Weiss at Jared _ Bayonetta 3 piece of now we're just laughing because he's hurt. Bayonetta 3, Tony. Good pick. Jared said highest rated The Last of Us Part 2 underdog. Assassin's Creed Ragnarok. I will see if that game's real.
I saw it on the list, Navashin, and I had to pick it.
You're good.
See, Navashin, I'm gonna be honest. I love how into it they're getting. Nothing would have made me happier than this. Thank you, boys. I'm gonna go with one that I saw come up a lot on Twitter because I have no restrictions, and that's Microsoft Flight Simulator.
AKA, you're a cheat.
Listen, man. I'm trying to help you guys, but fuck me, I guess. Flight Simulator, I feel like is a cool underdog pick. Like that game's it might review fine. I guess it could be terrible, but I hope not. Nabashin, back to you.
Okay.
Ooh, I know my next one.
Let me see.
A lot of people said Last of Us Part 2 is highest rated. Somebody said Skatebird as an underdog. I think Skatebird's already out, y'all.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, that game's gonna be forever before it comes out.
Oh. That makes me sad. I'm Google searching. People are like, all right, where are we going on this video here? Skatebird, not out yet. What are you thinking, Option?
Nice, Skatebird.
Oh, Skatebird.
I'm going for the sure bets. That's what I'm going for.
I like it.
I'm just going for the win.
He's cutting for the throat. Oh, we didn't go over it. Maybe we should. What do people get if they win this nomination?
We'll do that after we finish this.
Okay. Halo Infinite.
Solid.
How are these games? Hold on. How are these games scored?
It's review public like general video game reviewers on OpenCritic. So like it's a lot like Metacritic, but it's just video game websites. And
Fuck you, Tony.
Nirvana, Cyberpunk, bartender action. You petty motherfucker! I love it, Navashin.
Hey, dude, you like to organize a trade?
I don't think you can do that. Can you trade Navashin? I actually don't know.
I have no idea.
Maybe we should look into this. My next pick, I thought about this. This also came in from Twitter though. At Travelus _. He said for unconfirmed 2020 releases, highest rated Breath of the Wild Part 2 or 2 sequel, whatever. And then underdog Elden Ring, the next game from Software. Feel very confident about Elden Ring. Very excited. Back
I feel
to you.
very confident about Navashin being a fucking bitch.
Fucking bitch. He got you, dude. I can't believe you drafted Ori, Scott. Like, that still pisses me off. We're getting close to we gotta get 7 here. I think we're up to 5 now. Tony, Warcraft 3 Reforged. I like it. Good pick.
I don't know if it's actually going to be that good.
I think it will be well received.
I feel like I had to pick it.
It's a safe bet, and you know what? Respect. You gotta show what you love. Scott, it's you again.
All right. This is probably being a surprise to some people,
Okay.
but of course I'm taking it.
Binding
Yeah,
of
solid.
Isaac Repentance. I didn't even know about this game. What is this? Is this an expansion?
Doesn't matter. I can pick it.
Okay.
And then
Wow, that was great.
let's see.
That GQ of Biting of Isaac was so good.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
What are the
Oh
highlights?
yeah,
recommend
it's
looking that up.
Binding of Isaac speedruns are some of the best
Mhm.
because it is a full 180 of what speedruns generally are.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's cool.
I mean, I guess you can pick a seed to do it, but
It's way more fun to
best
go random,
speed
right?
runs are the best speed runs are competitive. It's a competitive 2v2
Mm-hmm.
or sorry 1v1, where you hit. They pick a seed that they pick a random seed for the competitors to go to, and the competitors just go. So instead of it being a played out type more scripted type thing, it is, hey, who's the best at Binding of Isaac?
That's cool. Was it a 1v1 or anything, Navashin, or is this just a speedrun?
It's
Real
probably just
question-
one guy going super fast.
Real question is, which one of us is drafting Madden?
It's one of those years too.
I looked at it, but it doesn't look like it doesn't look like the EA Sports games are going to be safe picks.
It's a new console year, dude.
Up yet
You're
because
picking against
they've been dropping year after year.
Which, yeah, Scott, you have a second pick also.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay, I'm just.
Like it's not up yet on YouTube. The only one up. It's up in French, but it's not up for the one I saw.
Yeah,
from, this past one. But when I find it, I'll send it to y'all on the thread. It's
Dude.
really good.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't even know Binding of Isaac Repentance was a video game.
Yeah, and apparently Binding of Isaac reviews well, so
I think so, yeah. It's one of those, like, the people reviewing that game are the people who are gonna like that game, probably.
yeah. So I'm just going through the list for any others like that.
Sure, that's your second to last pick, just a heads up, the one that you're on now. So
Oh, really? We're not filling the whole list?
we're just doing 7 here, and then we'll be able to fill out the rest of the list as the year goes on.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were about to pick like 30 games.
No.
I am going to yoink. I want to yoink Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. All
Why
right.
the hell not?
Always bet on Sucker Punch, man. I believe in him. Tony, it's you again. Second to last pick.
You didn't last year.
Yeah, because I knew it wasn't going to come out, Nabashin. Okay? You gotta believe me, okay? I hope that game's good, man. I'm in. Like, I'm going to play it for sure. But that's just like one I'm a little worried about. I'm trying to see any other ones. Assassin's Creed Ragnarok was the most interesting one. Atomic Hearts was another one thrown out there as a underdog option from Matt Hunter at Radio Gaming OW on Twitter. Thank you, Matt. Ben at Please Be Excited. Shout out to Please Be Excited. Ben always makes me laugh with his Photoshop challenges on KFAF. He said, highest rated Last of Us Part 2 and Skatebird was his underdog. That's where I got that from. Neo 2, Tony.
Yeah. Gotta give it to FromSoft, dude.
Gotta give it to FromSoft. All right, let's see.
Team Ninja.
Team Ninja.
Neo's not FromSoft.
It's gonna be trash then.
Can I change my pick?
No, you can't.
It's too late.
Unfortunately.
I didn't see this one before. No, I totally missed it. Hollow Knight Silk Song. I didn't draft that, right?
No. Yes, you had.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm sorry, Nabashin, that you have to deal with me ever. Nabashin, these are your last two picks. Last one? Or no, yeah, last two.
Is it 7?
Yeah, 7. That's what you said earlier.
Yeah, so that'll be. Yeah, I got 2 picks left. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with these 2.
Safe picks? Are we getting a little dangerous?
One is safe and one is just my heart.
Follow your heart, man. Is there a new Sonic the Hedgehog game this year? There will be, right?
There will be one.
Where it goes from there, we will find out when we get there. I hope it's Sonic Mania too. Tell me why. Very good pick. Next game from Don't Nod. After playing Life is Strange 2, I'm so excited to play that. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heart. No More Heroes 3, very good.
Ooh, I should have got that one. I'll say it afterwards.
Now I want to know.
I'm pretty sure no one else is going to get it.
My final pick, let's see. Oh, a minor error has occurred. Please read it.
That was a really bad one. I should have really got that. That's really bad.
Let's see. Is it toward the top? No, it's not. I'm not going to know what it is, Nabashin, so luckily you'll be fine. Let's see. Since it's on there, no. I'm going to double down on anime. Follow My Heart. Tales of Arise is what I'm going to pick. Never bet against anime, as a wise man once said. Tony, it's your final pick.
I'm racking the brain.
Thanks everybody that tweeted in, participated. Appreciate you all very much.
I'm gonna text it to you because it's a guarantee, like 9 at the least.
Okay, excited. Also, shout out to Mike Towndrow, who just sent me his whole drafting list. Which I don't know what league he's in. Oh, league kind of NYC. Okay. He had picks like Bayonetta 3. Ooh, yeah, that is a good one. See, I wouldn't have thought of that because the rules are more open in this one. Option.
Yeah, I literally saw after I typed in No More Heroes 3, and after I said select, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that is. I don't know if it'll be a 9. I feel like some people might be wishy-washy.
The people who are going to review it are the people who
right.
played the last one. That's what I'm saying.
Shh. Yeah.
God damn it.
What?
That was going to be one of my last picks.
We'll see. Nobody's picked it yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think
Tony has it. Tony has it.
Oh, Neo 2? Which one?
No, Tony. Bayonetta 3.
Oh, yeah, that one's already been taken. He did that to spite Nabashin, though.
I did.
The admittance makes it worse almost. Darkest Dungeon 2, excellent pick. That's a great pick. All right, Scott, final pick. And then it's time for counter picks.
So teach me about the counter picks.
So counter picks, basically, we were saying, like, okay, one of these games that somebody else drafted, I think is actually going to review poorly. And if it ends up being below 70, you get points for picking that. If
Oh,
another thought for it though is you could pick if there's not really a safe bet is to counter pick a game that's you just don't think is going to come out that year, because that way even if it is great whenever it comes out, it didn't hurt you that year that you drafted it or that you counter picked it. So those are kind of like the two big thoughts behind it. So basically, just to go over the points again, every like meta score above 70 you get a point for. Every meta score below 70 you're going to lose points for. So if one of your games that you drafted does very poorly or reviews very poorly, you will lose points from your total for it. What game fucked me on that last year? Oh, it was Wildlands. Ghost Recon Breakpoint I drafted last year, and that got like a 53 on Metacritic.
Hell yeah.
And on OpenCritic, so I lost 17 points because of that. Bravely Default 2, Scott. Thank you. Came full circle. Now, Scott, you get to draft the first counter pick. So this is based on the games that we have on all of our lists.
wait. Oh, so it's only the games we've picked before.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is the games on this list.
So I'm picking
What do we
something
think is
that
going to
somebody else
review?
picked that I think is trash.
Yes, that you think will be trashed, considered
Got it.
aggregately trash.
Or just the one I will review the lowest.
Tell me why. Wow, Scott, fire. You know what? I don't appreciate the disrespect, but I respect the consistency. Tony, now's your counter pick.
How many of these do we get?
We're just gonna get one. For now, we can get another one, right? Or is it just one?
It's just one on this one.
Okay. And again, also a safe pick is a game that you think just won't come out. So that way you don't lose any point. Because if I guess it is worth noting, if you counterpick something and it ends up doing well, you will get negative points. Did that hurt?
This is
me?
actually harder than my normal picks.
Yeah, it's you're playing a little bit of the mind game.
Or just pick the one you think is going to review the lowest. So you won't lose that many points.
Yeah, so you.
What if I just pick a game that I don't know anything about?
I mean, that's fine, but you're taking a gamble. We're all taking gambles.
I mean, consult the Google to know if I'm about to make a poor choice or not.
Sure.
Actually, no, I'm going to go with my heart and pick a different one. I'll pick this one because I think it's going to be straight garbage.
Scott White appreciated the Ori snag, Scott, as well. Half-Life Alex.
Oh, 100%.
Interesting.
That's a bad pick.
Or a great pick.
I don't know,
You
man.
No, man, because I'm gonna put you on blast right now. Because only people who have VR are gonna review that fucking shit, and they're gonna praise it.
And they're going to be like, man, I can't believe I bought my VR to play this fucking trash.
Reviewers, you gonna say that?
Yeah.
Reviewers.
Yeah, I can't believe I got sent this VR for free and this game for
Tony,
free
you have
so that
to
I can play some
understand.
fucking trash.
No, Tony, you have to understand. The regular person will probably say that. The regular person.
I also don't necessarily know if I agree with that.
Listen, dude, here's the thing.
Listen, regular person understands that FIFA at this point should not score above a 60. Right? But it still does I just checked this. They still score above 80s.
Yeah.
Even this past one with how egregious it was.
Hear me out,
We'll
man.
see.
People think
We'll
those
see.
games are good.
Leave it. Let's let the fantasy play out.
Listen, we'll know by the end of March, man. God, I love it, dude. Keep it spicy. Whatever, man. All right, Albshin. I picked
Alex would be fucking trash.
I picked Neo 2.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, Tony. But also I don't, because I don't think that game's gonna be very
I
good.
don't fucking care, dude. Team Ninja, suck my dick.
Jesus.
You ain't no FromSoft.
I was lied to. Yeah.
Like Breath of the Wild 2 would be the pick just for like, oh, it won't come out this year type of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But if it comes out this year,
it's gonna
move on.
hurt. That's gonna have like Alex hurt you. You know what I
hard.
mean? It's gonna be like a Tony Horvath pull on that one.
and it's This
And
could
if that game comes out, people will be like, 10 out of 10, so much open world.
so this is the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you're faced with. Even if it's the Spirit tracks to the Phantom Hourglass instead of Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time.
I love this comparison. Shout out to our
You're
bonus
screwed
content.
either way because the marginal difference doesn't take it down that much. You're starting essentially at 100 and you're moving down 10 points.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know.
See, that's all I was trying to say about Resident Evil 3, Alex. That's all.
Oh my! All right, you know what? Fair enough. I'll take it. Resident Evil 3 is not a bad pick. Also,
Tell them right.
disrespect. I hate you. You're dead to me.
Okay, wait, what am I supposed to do now?
That's it. The end.
Make a bid?
So we each have $100 that we can use to bid on some games if we'd like. And we can kind of do that on mic if we want, off mic.
Wait, what do you mean bid on a game?
So like there are a huge list of games still coming out, and there are games that are going to be announced that haven't been announced yet, right? So let's say Horizon Zero Dawn 2 gets announced. Use that example again. I put $20 on it. And how long do I have before that goes through, Nabishin? Is it a week?
I think it's like a week, yeah.
So you have like a week of time where my bid is active, right? And then one of you three can bid against me. Say like, Tony, you're like, no, I want Horizon Zero Dawn. On my thing, I'm going to put $25 down. Then if I don't outbid you again within that same week, you get it added to your list.
Okay, how do I shank Nabishin and take his game?
So as far as we know, we don't have any trading. There's no trade option here. You can drop a game.
Oh, dropping it.
Huh. So I guess there's my pending drops. I guess you can only drop a game if someone else bids on it. So I guess
I'll drop it right now. Let's see.
What are you gonna drop?
Nirvana, if I give Bayonetta 3, if he wants to trade, literally.
Are you guys?
I'm reading the FAQ because I don't want you to do something in.
Okay, that's fair. Looking out for us.
How does dropping games work? Leagues can choose to make players able to drop a game they either drafted or picked up through bidding, freeing the spot for them to pick up a new game. Oh, okay, so you get rid of it so you can get it, basically. The different options can be set. Will not release droppable games, will release droppable games, and free droppable games. Games that have already released or already have review scores are never dropped.
Oh, I see. That's what locks them in. Got it. So before a game comes out, you can drop it if you'd like. We can figure that out off microphone, guys. I think we're good. Let's wrap the show up for tonight. Thanks everybody for coming in, hanging out, listening. Thanks everybody who tweeted in at @IrrationalPod at AlFighter27. Either that to participate. Send in your draft picks. Those are some good ideas. I like that.
I like the end of the FAQ. There's just the question: what do I get if I win?
What's the answer?
It says it's up to your league, idiots. Basically.
Oh, I guess I should say that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now what do we get if we win, Nabishin?
So the winner of this gets everybody shut up card, and what an everybody shut up card is like this can come out of nowhere. It's like we're having a conversation in the game. Like Tony and Scott are talking about League of Legends or something like that, and like they're having a good conversation about it. It's just say Nabishin, you should play it. I'm like, no man, fuck you. And then like you say, hey, everybody shut up. That's all you have to say. Everybody shut up. Nabishin, you're playing this game, and you're gonna have to play it for like at least 5 hours or something like that. I don't know. But you get that card for the three losers. So you can.
What you're saying is, I get to say, everyone shut up, Nabishin. You're playing Black Desert Online for 10,000.
Not 10,000 hours. So we have a limit. You have to play a minimum of 5 hours.
You don't have to beat a game because that's stupid. But like hey, we're going to play an online session. You're going to play with me.
I like that. Let's say at least 3 sessions, however long they are.
Can I abuse the everybody shut up Alex card for free?
For free burrito? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean, I still owe Scott a burrito, so I have to pay at least one burrito out first, and then.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the limits before, so I know how invested I need to
you
get.
like to know how powerful you are, so that way you can test the limits of your strength.
What if I use my everybody shut up card to make Nabishin come hang out with us? You know?
What if it was a game option that was only couch co-op?
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
like
we'll choose, man.
everybody shut up. We have to play Four Swords Adventures all together again.
Right now.
Right
Get in
now.
the car.
Get the guy. I get. There are maybe some logistical restraints that maybe we'll have
Listen,
to figure out.
fuckers, we have to play
But
Mario Party right now.
A more relevant one right now is everybody shut up. We're gonna do a 4-man squad in Tarkov.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I guess
Watch
I'll have
them
to
die in 2 seconds.
buy a PC. Hell yeah! All right, I like that. That's them's the rule. So whoever wins gets your one. Everybody shut up
The
card.
funny
Now-
part about Tarkov.
It
I'll
worth
see you in 365 days.
yeah. Worth noting or asking, Abishin, is that like you get one for each person on the show, or just one in general?
Like one for each person on the show.
Okay.
Everyone who lost. Yeah.
So you get 3 of them, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of fucked up games Tony.
I
would
mean,
make me
I'm not
play,
saying
so-
I'm not saying like I'm gonna use it on Axe 3 times. No, that's stupid.
No,
But
you can
yeah.
use it on each person once.
Yes.
Cool. If anybody listening would like to be a part of the show, keep up with our fantasy league. You can email us, mailsack at irrationalpassions.com's email address. 404-590-1337 and give us a call. Let us know what you think. Ask us a question or tweet them at irrationalpod. If you use hashtag IPQ, it makes it easier for me to find. Some other stuff just to outro us here real quick. You can also follow the website at irrationalpod on Twitter. There's a bunch of cool stuff that we write there. We're doing our Game of the Year editorial side, like the writers of irrationalpassions.com. We're all having conversations about best moment or sequence, most overlooked games, stuff like that. There's going to be going up in the coming weeks. It's 3 parts, 3 days. A lot of good conversations there. You can follow me and Nobshin on Twitter at alfighter27, at Nobshin186, respectively, because we actually use Twitter, and you can talk to us and check out our video stuff, Irrational Passions, on YouTube or Twitch. And we do live streams. We're going to try and hopefully get more into those on Twitch again. And you can watch a video version of this show on YouTube. We had Scott make his tiered ranking list of all the Zelda games
It
for
was very wrong.
it was very something for this week's extra like pre-show. So go check that out. It was really cool. And if you like the show, rate and review us on iTunes, wherever you listen, wherever you are listening to us now. Could be Spotify. I don't know how things like this work. And irrationalpassions.com is the website. I fucking totally forgot about bets, you guys. We've reached the end of the show. It's time for a new season of bets. I forgot we had so many bits that we do on this show now.
Kakarot, how many Gokus?
How many Gokus are in Cat? Will be like all right.
Launch trailer.
Launch trailer. How many Gokus will be in Kakarot? Here's my idea. I said I had a new idea for teams.
Can we do a combined bet? How many Gokus and or sick jump?
Ooh.
They fly.
They fly. Yeah, that's just in the launch trailer. Who? All right, we have to.
Trailer.
We have to. I want Nabashin to be the sick jump judge. So my
Can you handle
idea.
that, Nobshin?
Yes.
It's a pretty big responsibility.
All right, Mr. Disrespect over here, you fucking dick. First he takes the Bayonetta 3. Do you let him talk to you like this, Nabashin?
I just wanted to know that I spent like at least 2 hours deciding whether those jumps were sick or not, and I don't want to put that on you if you're not ready.
So the first bet for the uninitiated, we're gonna make some bets. My idea for teams, so we're gonna compete against each other in this as well because it's all about antagonism in this podcast apparently.
True.
The first half is about friendly. Let's talk about the games we've been playing together, whatever, blah blah blah. And once we get the back half, it's hatred and nothing but it. And that's what keeps us going. My idea was we each do our own betting team. 4v4. It's a free for all.
I like it.
So how many?
But who's on our? It's not a team anymore.
It's not a team. We're just against one another. That's right. How do you feel about that, Tony?
I hate it.
Here's
Instantly
the
hate
thing.
it.
We can. I think from the guests and editors that we bring in, we'll randomly assign them a person. So you'll have like mini teams as like people come on, squad ups, if I may. So. The first bet, how many Gokus and sick jumps will be in the launch trailer for Kakarot?
I'm just very excited because the final number is going to end up being like some 7 3/4.
After this, we're not doing the Goku jokes anymore. I promise.
Are you sure? Because I'm liking the Goku.
I love them, dude.
It's how about we'll space them out between like E3 and stuff more. So Nabashin, how many Gokus and sick jumps will be in the launch trailer for Kakarot?
Jesus.
No, you actually have to think about it.
Yeah, no. 4.5.
Oh, I love it, dude. I forgot about the fucking decimals. I'm gonna say 7.5. Scott? At least one Vegito appearance is what I'm banking on.
Gohan's half a Goku.
No, Gohan is 1/4 Goku.
Okay,
How does that work? He's not he's not fused.
Yeah, but like he's half.
But I mean,
he's half Goku, half
they
Chi-Chi.
did fuse at one point, so I'm going with 8.75.
Okay.
It's a lot of Goku.
Well, you gotta understand, sick jumps is a part of it.
Yeah. But is flying a sick jump?
No.
No, now we shouldn't lay the
Don't.
stakes down now.
But you gotta understand, this is not just Dragon Ball Z. Like, you got Kid Goku
So if
in there, too.
Gotenks is on screen, is that a quarter Goku?
No, that's half Goku.
No, because
No,
Goten
it's
is half Goku, and Gotenks would then be a quarter Goku. You have to keep dividing by 2.
Yes, but then you have fusion
Wait.
magic.
No. Goten is 1/4 Goku.
Yeah, Trunks is not half a Goku.
So it's 0.2125 Goku.
Yes.
Yes.
Tony, how many Gokus and sick jumps?
4.1.
4.1. What are we even doing at this point? Also, you just undercut Nabasha. All right.
Dude, I didn't listen to anyone else's shit.
This is a good episode to start the year off with. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in, for listening. Everybody who tuned in live, watch
Oh, no,
live.
Alex, what was your number?
I said 7.5. Thank you to everyone who tweeted in your Fantasy Critic picks. It's going to be a good year for Rational Passions and the Irrational Passions podcast. I got a good feeling about it. It was a good start. So, to close this out real quick, thank you to Danny Wiesner for opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World is Saved. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Nabashin, for joining me as always. You guys are the best. I'm excited for a new year of a lot of dumb fantasy bets that we're making. A lot of fake, dumb fun that we're doing here. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for listening. I've been Alex O'Neill, your host. Play your games. Stay rational. We will talk to you all next week. Titles.
I suppose I gotta look at some titles, huh? I'm gonna have to pull the doc up. Hold
I can link it if you like.
on. There, but
I believe in you. I haven't read these yet. I don't want to look. Go on as half.
all right, let's see.
What a thing to say, Nabasha. You know, like what chaos you brought when you say stuff like this.
So we got sitting here with 2 glasses of water. My sweet Abibas hoodie. Where do I get Drew Brees? Yo, dude, you see this? AR waifu. Everybody shut up. And Gokan is half a Goku. And he's not. He's 1/4 Goku.
I mean, Nabashin's the one who's making the counting, so I think it's gonna be his fucking choice. What do we want to win? Tony, what do you want the title to be?
I like my sweet Abibas hoodie.
I agree.
It is funny. Scott?
Everybody shut up.
I like AR waifu and Gohan is half a Goku, but I like Sweet Abibas hoodie. Scott, you want to say the episode number, and Tony, you want to say the episode title? It is 453.
Okay.
450 too fucking many.
That's a lot, man.
Rebrand. Let's go. New name. Episode 1.
This is the Irrational Passions podcast. Oh,
Yeah, I fucked it
can't
up.
do that
I fucked it up. I'm sorry.
Scott, make up a new name. We're not the Irrational Passions anymore. Episode 1.
Scott, just do the normal thing. It's too much stress for me right now.
this is Donkey's Tapestry Show, episode 1.
See, we don't have permission for that.
Oh, it was your fault. Tony. End this. End me. Now she wasn't going to sleep right now. I'll wait.
All right, this is the Irrational Passions podcast, episode 453.
Try again.
I will. This is the Irrational Passions podcast, episode 453.
My sweet Beebus hoodie.
Thank you.
I forgot which title it was. So I don't remember.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.